Yo, we are now live. This is Oktane Minutes Podcast, episode 24. We are covering the seminal album, Apex Dominant 2 FTW. We'll do lyric breakdowns, but, time permitting, I'm going to do it anyway. So, like I said, got a new setup, came up with a new idea. The clip show will be on the same channel, Oktane 7 Sun, except for the number 7. It is going to be the actual 7 SEVEN because YouTube is a vast network of accounts, and someone's probably got the Oktane 7 Sun, which worries me. But, so, yeah. Apex Dominant 2 TWO FTW is live in full effect, and we are still steady training away. And I've got a few copies left. You will see these at shows. I've got a copy of For Righteous Killers, produced by the genius, and I do mean that with the most sincerity in my heart, the genius Mon Placebo. And hey man, it gets no better than that. I'm considering building a website. Yeah, I'm thinking about building a website. Something for the fams, something for the jokers, something for the cool guys in the street, you know what I'm saying? All those people, what can we get in today, man? As we're recording, we were just reminiscing about the one of the dopest MCs of our modern era and of the 90s, because he was around in the 90s, early 2000s. Ka, he passed away recently, and that's a big hole in the type of hip hop we do. It's a big, mighty big hole. I discovered him maybe a couple years ago, 5-6 years ago, and was highly impressed by his work. And a guy like that, an MC like that, will never be forgotten. Will never be forgotten. He'll probably be more appreciated then. And I know there's like that air of gatekeeping where you have these people saying, well, if you didn't listen to him before, then don't listen to him now. Sometimes, man, like most of the time, like even in the world of visual art, like I do, like if you watch the clip, my paintings right there, in the visual art world, there's a lot of guys a lot of artists, a lot of men and women who are only appreciated long after they're dead. I have a passion for visual art, and my passion for the visual arts is people tell me all the time. They used to tell me all the time. They used to say, well, you're not going to make any money until you pass away, and everything outside of you is going to benefit from said art, And, I don't know what to tell them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my issue in life, My issue is, will I be able to just enjoy the labors of my life? I don't need to be a big millionaire, man. I definitely don't want to be Van Gogh, but I would like to have Van Gogh's ability. I like to be Picasso. Picasso was a toxic man. That's the thing I like about art, man. A lot of these guys in art, they were total assholes. Rough, rugged individuals, It was almost like these guys were adventurous. Even the writers, you think about guys like Henry Miller and Ernest Hemingway and who else? Kurt Vonnegut. A lot of writers had lives, man. Nowadays you have guys that say they want to be writers and they're dorks. Guys that want to be artists and they're dorks. But, contrary to the general belief, those were very hard individuals, rough individuals, rough and rugged people who did not care about shit, did not care about anything, which I love. Look at guys like Caravaggio. Caravaggio, he painted a lot of dark stuff. I think he coined or he was known for this style of painting called chiaroscuro, where he uses light out of dark. He carves out the light out of dark paintings, you know. So he was like one of the first guys in the Renaissance, or one of the well-known guys. I don't even say the first. I don't know who the first was, but he was one of the more well-known guys who would paint things that were rough and rugged depictions of life in Italy, but of biblical things and classical things like everybody else. And a priest went up to him one day and said, "Hey, I'm going to give you some, I want to sell you some indulgences. I want to give you some holy water or something for your marginal sins." And Caravaggio looked at him and said, "I ain't got no marginal sins." You know, he killed one of his friends over a tennis-like game, a game of tennis, ping pong, something like that, whatever the early Renaissance Italian version of that sport was. You know, he killed his friend over, like literally, he killed his friend, stabbed his friend over a basketball game. Real artists are madmen. Real artists are nuts. I mean, the art we have now in the modern era are hip-hop guys. And before that were blues singers. And adjacent to the blues singers were the jazz artists, the beatnik era. You know, those guys from the 40s and 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. Them dudes were all junkies and gangsters that just, you know, you had a guy who was like a straight predicate felon, but he could play saxophone. He played xylophone. Now the xylophone player is like some dorky kid, some dorky white kid who just likes the way it sounds. We're in a marching band or some shit, you know? It's amazing how things kind of transmute themselves in history. Really is amazing. So, but the song we're covering is called Yeah Bet. I produced this. It's kind of reminiscent of something from 1991, like some 91 that fast, and the riff is like a Jimmy Smith organ riff. You know, Jimmy Smith, he's an organ player from the 70s, and he could cook. If you could find some Johnny Smith. Is it Johnny Smith? What up, young Johnny? Shout out to the poet, director, and wrestling referee extraordinaire, because I'm doing this live, so I get my shots out. But yeah, Johnny Smith, if you can find his vinyl, that brother can really cook. He probably carried a 22. You think Memphis was always a wild place. You know, any place where there was segregation and slavery and mistreatment of blacks, the blacks, when they got free, they became unruly. And then they're like, where did they get it from? I said, maybe because of we were subjugated to decades upon decades, 200 years, 2 centuries of abuse, 400 years of abuse, and then was later on accepted maybe in the 70s, 80s. And then you're like, yeah, where does it's like if you beat your kid a lot, right? Think about this. Parents, you gotta kind of know, you gotta find that middle ground when you're like whipping your kid's ass, right? Because if you whip their ass for every little thing, the kids are gonna violate even harder, because they're gonna say, well, if I'm getting my ass beat for minor infractions, I might as well go for whole ass gustos and just do wild shit, because the outcome is the same. I talk back, I get my ass whipped. I don't just get admonished and lectured as to why respect for your elders is important. Nah, my black ass mama slapped me in my mouth. I asked this bitch a question, my black ass mama slapped me in the mouth. And then she wondered why my son doing this. Why my son, Jason Voorhees' mama, my son ain't do nothing. Because you're the catalyst for that. I'm not manosphering out on you guys, but, Sometimes the first group of people, your first bully is your dad sometimes, and your first heartbreak is your mother. And then they wonder why they sit there with their nose and eyes bucking. Oh, why my kid acting like this? You know, you bucking their damn eyes as to why their kid is an outlaw now. Same with white families, you know. The daddy be drinking, he come home from his carpentry job, and he get mad because Alabama lost, and then he's slapping the boy, and then the mama had a baby, and she getting hit, and she got to do drugs to cope in the mountains of Tennessee, some goddamn where. They don't, young Johnny, they don't get it because they were basically subjugated to the same shit. That's why they call it, when you change your mindset, that's why they call it breaking the what? The cycle. You know? There are a lot of people who have great parents, right? That went through that shit, but the parents realized that they were stuck in that matrix. You know? Especially like with black parents. A lot of black parents were raised with a high and they literally some of them smarten up. I mean, maybe the parents that were born in the 80s and the parents that were born in the 90s, they smartened up. You know, there are some of there, you know, there is some shea butter, you know, when the parents became Hotep and shea butter, when they started getting conscious, they realized that, you know, oh yeah, maybe, you know what I'm saying, this, you know, Pastor Reverend Jerry Porkchop No Good is not how I'm going to raise my kid under his rule and thought. You know, maybe Louis Farrakhan can teach me how to raise my kids better. But, you know, also don't get it twisted. You have a lot of brothers who, you know, from that era that was making babies indiscriminately because they were trying to create a whole new class of black people, but without an aim or focus. Because sometimes one of the most conscious things that you could do is make a baby, create a baby, and raise that baby to be a thoughtful, caring, upstanding person with a full-on awareness of itself. And that's a wonderful thing. It ain't if you're gonna go and march, or if you're gonna throw a Molotov, or even if you go feed the homeless, or if you do a bunch of speeches, because not all of us can be great orators, but we can all have the opportunity to raise great, strong, beautiful, and intelligent children. Even though this song, Yeah Bet, has nothing to do with it, it's just what's on my mind, man. At this point, by episode 24, we are just a stream of consciousness. We just talk about whatever, and then I break down the lyrics of my song, even though I could talk about my song. So now, you know, I could be talking about current events, because I might do a double episode. Interesting world we live in. Interesting world, man. You know, you want to raise your kids without, you got to tell them that you can't live in the world of fear. You can't live in fear of nothing out here, because the big rulers of destiny, the controllers of destiny, jump into the abyss with no fear. And if you're whooping your kids for just bullshit, you're raising them in fear. It's different than raising them with respect. You know, you can sit there and tell a kid what is not cool to do, what is cool to do, you know, what is okay to do and what's not cool, without whipping their ass. I'll admonish, you know, I'm not whipping no kid's ass like that, but I'll tell you, like, yo, G, you an ass, you a whole ass little asshole. You know, if my kid steals from his friend, I'm gonna make him give it back. I'm like, yo, get that nigga back his money. You know what I'm saying? Don't you do that sucker shit. That's sucker shit, bro. You know? Don't tell your kids no. Tell your kids what the consequence is. You know? Tell them, listen, man, if you steal, you kill, you go to jail, bro. and you'll deserve to go to jail. If you do right by people, you don't deserve the greatest things, but sometimes doing right by somebody could be your blessing. Because your blessing sometimes ain't money. Sometimes your blessing is another day. Sometimes your blessing is to walk with your head high and people showing you the respect because, yo, he's an upstanding dude. He a solid dude. He's solid out here. He's a good dude. He got good morals. He was raised right. And people recognize that. Just know if you young and you listening to this years from now, just know that when you do the right thing, it doesn't go overlooked. People will not praise you to the highest regards, right? But what they will do is recognize that you are a respectable person. They don't need to be like, oh, you're such a good guy. But they'll know not to bring certain type of elements around you. And that's the major shit in life, you know? But before the major lyric breakdown of Yeah Bet, let me do this. Because I lost my auxiliary phone for like a day and a half. I misplaced it. So now we're back on it. We're back with it, right? So what I'm gonna do is do this. So the shout out to the fam. One, shout out to young Johnny, the poet of poets, and one of my wrestling students. Shout out to Showtime Dollars, aka the Suicidal Soldier. Shout out to Sons Burden, aka Born Fifth Child. Shout out to A Preem, aka righteously known as the Law Born Supreme. Peace to that running, kicking chicken, Atreyu 850. We got a new album coming out, 850 FM, Age of Elements. Peace to the Grizzly Savage, aka H-Bomb, the new name I'm giving him. Grizzly Savage, a.k.a. George Steele, my brother of over 20 years. Peace to the brother Corey Chavis of Dark City Fight Club, one of the illest MCs out of the Orlando area. And yo, I definitely gotta get up with John Davis. We gonna make the Land of Four Beasts album happen one way or another. Peace to that brother Gravity, a.k.a. righteously known as Prana Self. Peace to Tommy the Gun, aka the new 9-3, righteously known as Born Understanding, the young brother from Lorain, Ohio. Shout out to the brother from Tom's River, my brother, the one who kind of brought it together as we see in the Somber Sun, Tony the Goon. We working on a new Last Babylon album, and hopefully it'll be out in due time. We working on album 2. Tony, come on, man, let's get this shit popping. Shout out to the brother Guillotine, last but not least, the brother from California, one of the illest goddamn MCs you will ever hear in your life, man. Respect to you, brother. Respect to you. Hopefully, man, we will hear another Regime album, and we gonna get you on some shit, man. We definitely, in due time, many motherfuckers will suffer. Definitely. Shout out to my brother Abno. Shout out to my brother Mount Placebo. And a whole bunch of other motherfuckers you don't know. But without further ado, let's go to the lyric breakdown. Peace. Love the elements above how I'm telling it. Scribble the fly words, go off with some loud shit. Crowded when I rock, ain't a lie about my accolades. Kicking more game than the arcades. We only recognize and celebrate this hip-hop. The true and live and respect, the less is given. Moving a universe, see how it all works. Grassroots, from the dirt, how we doing this? Archaeologists, you can leave the obvious. Rewind to honor us, hear shit again. Plus we go in like every other day. It's occurrence, seasonal currents. Power of God, only come hard. Move fire, earthquake, Oktane reveals all things. Be the source, attack dance floors and cars with no remorse. Basically, I'm saying I'm all power, all almighty, all powerful with this, man. And I make you feel good, man. That I have all the power in the world, man, but I want to make you feel good. I want to make you bang your head against the concrete because this shit is so dope, and I want you to love that. You know what I'm saying? Respect that. Yeah. Boom.
Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstart. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstart. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Reality shakes in all areas I relate. See all angles and how we create. The will of the strong is so good it's by feel. Midas touch. The mics I clutch is profit. A notorious brother say shit out of pocket. Every other listen, you'll just laugh it off. Go soft, never get high on my supply. Commit to the chopping block. Never that. It's a swish, fade away. I just don't miss. All flexing. You sweet. Convection. You know calories. I'm vital. Substance. What's up then? From the fires, water and fire, combined with other things, come in all flavor. 5-star Michelin, it be some paper. Anyhow, food for thought to make your mind fat, delicious. The hunger is stacked. Time to eat up the track.
Yo, man, I'm dope and I give you food for thought. I'm gonna keep it simple, man. I'm super tired and I want to go to bed. But yeah, man, it's just I'm just with that. I'm just with the shits, man. You want to put a mic in my hand, I'm going to give you bangers time and time and time again, bro. Ain't nobody fucking with the Dragon. Ain't nobody fucking with Saba Son, bro. You could have so many perpetrators and fakers out here that say that they are nicer than my team. Y'all liars, bro. And my team is only getting bigger and stronger. So without further ado, man, here's the hook, and I'm going to let you hear the song. Peace.
Time to eat up the track. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstep. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstep. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstep. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em with the rhythm stick. Love the elements above how I'm telling it. Scribble the fly words, go off with some loud shit. Crowded when I rock, ain't alive by my accolades. Kicking more game than the arcade. We only recognize and celebrate this hip-hop. The true and living respect, the less is given. Moving a universe, see how it all works. Grassroots from the dirt, how we doing this? Archaeologists, you can leave the obvious. Rewind to honor us, hear shit again. Plus we go in like every other day. It's occurrence, seasonal currents. Power of God, only come hard. Move fire, earthquake, Oktane reveals all things. Be the source, attack dance floors and cause with no remorse.
Boom.
Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstart. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstart. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Reality shakes in all areas I relate. See all angles and how we create. The will of the strong is so good it's by feel. Midas touch. The mics I clutch is profit. A notorious brother say shit out of pocket. Every other listen, you'll just laugh it off. Go soft, never get high on my supply. Commit to the chopping block, never that. It's a swish, fade away, I just don't miss. All flexing, you sweet, convection. You know calories, I'm vital, substance. What's up then? From the fires, water and fire, combined with other things, come in all flavor. 5-star Michelin, it be some paper. Anyhow, food for thought to make your mind fat, delicious. The hunger is stacked, time to eat up the track. Time to eat up the track. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstep. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstep. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Flavor for your intellect, put your mind in kickstep. It's that new set, bring it on, yeah, bet. You ain't rewind yet, hit 'em with the rhythm quick. Hit 'em with the rhythm stick.